Hello, friends, and welcome to another edition of the Music Dreams USA Radio Artist Spotlight. Today, we are going to meet another up and coming artist. Sit back and relax and enjoy the show. And don't forget, if you have any comments during our live show, please feel free to ask those questions, and we'll ask those questions directly to the artist. Thanks for listening, and thank you all for your support. We are being brought to you by WAB Sports, Music Dreams USA Radio, the Caddy Shack up in Lake Wiley, South Carolina, your party bar connection. And now let's go live now and meet our guest. All right. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to another edition of the Music Dreams USA Radio Artist Spotlight. And today on our show, we have a member from Land Rovers, Mr. Stefan Nicholson is in the house. Hello, sir. How are you?
Hello, Russell. How are you?
It's so great to finally catch up with you here. And you're coming to us all the way from Norway. Is that correct?
Yes, from up north, cold.
Oh, that's awesome. So how's the weather up there in Norway? How's everything going up there? Are you still in the winter, spring, or summer, or fall?
Yeah, it's winter, so it's about -2 there. So, well, skiing. So we're having a good.
Are you a big skier? You like skiing?
Yeah, I like skiing, both and downhill. So I do. I'm going to Italy to ski downhill.
Oh, that sounds exciting. Doing a little skiing up in Italy. I love it. That's awesome. And as I mentioned, welcome to our show today. And thank you so much for taking time out to be with us. Again, for those of you who are watching right now, if you want to send us a comment, you can do so on the Music Dreams USA Facebook page. Go ahead and write down your comments there, and we'll certainly ask those comments to our artists. So again, we are with Stefan Nicholson. He is with the band called Land Rovers, and they are up in Norway. So let me ask you this, Stefan. What first got you into music?
Well, we started, the three of us, at age. We were only 15, 14, and started playing guitar because a lot of rock and roll records like that. So I started playing.
Oh, wow. So that's how you got into music, huh?
Yeah, I went to school together and put that into sports. So start a band.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
And who inspired you? So when it comes to music, was there one group or one person who really inspired you to carry on with the dream?
I heard a lot of guitarists. First one that really struck me was Savon, and Mahogany Rush, those two. And this, so we had heavy metal bands.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
How would you describe your music as you play to other people? How would you describe that music?
I would say mostly acoustic feel. I play acoustic guitar and acoustic bass. We think it's important to get that sour band roots feel.
Oh, awesome. And how would who would you most like to collaborate with?
Here in Norway? worldwide or what?
Tell me why. Tell me why you like to collaborate with him.
Well, we don't know that many people, out there. Are a lot of really great musicians. So um, we used a good friend of ours who's the dobro and the pedal and the banjo, but most of the all done by just the three of us.
So when it comes to songwriting, how do you come up with the ideas of writing your songs? And is it from a personal experience, or I know we've been doing so many interviews over the years and through the numerous artists we've spoken to. Some artists actually use a computer that has all the words into it, and then what they do is they take the words and they just line up the musical background to the words of the music. What does song writing look like for your band?
I do writing, and I just sit down with an acoustic guitar and a pen and a paper. Song, I have to work process, but sometimes the song requires. So three of the has been sitting. I've been sitting for on them for around 30 years actually.
Oh wow!
Sound, and when we three playing together, I found the right songs.
Oh, that's awesome. So, talk to us about your latest single that we're actually playing now on Music Dreams USA Radio. How did that song come about, and what is your reaction knowing now that you actually have a radio station in the United States that's actually playing your song? How does that make you feel? How does the song come about? Share that with our audience. I see that smile on your face there. That's good.
That's one of the songs sitting for sitting on for like I told you, I couldn't find the right to do the song with together some years ago. Uh, I got back to that. Well, this is a song for Land Rovers. I worked a little bit on it live, and yeah. So we got into the studio and recorded it live. We do that with all our songs in this, and just our maybe some dobro or Joe song. Uh, it's new for Land Rovers.
Wow, that's awesome. Yeah, we love that song. It it was amazing when you guys sent that song over to us. Had opportunity to listen to that song. I'm like, wow, these guys are great. I mean, it's a great song, and that's one of the things. We get so many music submissions. Some people have it, some people don't. And your band definitely has what it takes to get some airplay up here in the United States. And so, Music Dreams USA Radio is so proud that you actually reached out to us, and we have the ability to play your song. So, what is next for Land Rovers? I mean, now that you got a song being that's actually being played on the in the United States. What's next for you guys?
Yeah, that the United States kind of took us very happy. Played over there. Now it's more touring. We go in Norway, festivals and gigs around Norway on live. So on Saturday that we host on party for the single.
Wow,
touring,
that's awesome.
yeah, touring throughout the year.
What's the biggest crowd you've ever played in front of, and what are some of your pre concert rituals that you do to kind of get ready for the big show?
Ah, I have to think. You have shared stage with some of the big names in Norway, in our uh, some people maybe. Mm, preparations for the show, nothing particular, just drink and just relax and each other. So it's not nerves before we play a show. So we just relax and have a good time.
Awesome, awesome. How do you feel about the internet as it relates to the music industry? Do you like it? You don't like it? If so, why?
I speak for my part, but uh, it's both good and bad because in bands, like 30 ago, when we finally record some songs, we um, uh, record them on and later on see our music and the band. We have the cassettes and CDs in old-fashioned mail, with the stamp and everything, and just send them by mail. But now with the whole world good to us, we have listeners in India, uh, and that could never happen 30. So that's the good. The bad thing is that they release about 50 songs each
Hmm.
day. Have to kind of or really make a good get noticed, I think.
Okay, you're a little staticky on your end. Can you maybe want to make an adjustment there because you're coming across really staticky.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
let me see if I can.
That sounds good right there. The stack stop right there if you want to say something. Once again, thank you so much for listening to the Music Dreams USA Artist Spotlight. And we are with Stefan Nicholson, who is a band member from Land Rovers, and they're up in Norway. And they have a new single, Life is Good. And we're actually playing that right now on the Music Dreams USA Radio Artist Spotlight. And if you're an upcoming inspiring artist and you want to get your name out there and you want some exposure, we can certainly help you. Simply go to musicdreamsusa.com. Check us out. We are your home for the best mix of the 70s, 80s, 90s in country. And we're on all the social media outlets: Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, you name it, we're there. We'd love to have you join us. So send your music request to info.musicdreamsusa@gmail.com. It's your friend Russell Kate. I love to speak with you. Love to learn more about your music. And again, we can make that happen for you here on Music Dreams USA Radio. We have a little bit of technical difficulty with Stefan Nicholson. He's coming to us live from Norway. So we're going to come back here in just a moment and we'll wait for him and we'll go ahead and continue with our interview with our artist. But again, if you're an upcoming inspiring artist and you're looking to get your name out there, you come to the right spot. And right on time, here comes Stefan. So let's go back now. Enjoy Stefan Nicholson on our interview live on the Music Dreams USA Radio listener page. Here we go.
Oh,
Hello, Stefan.
okay. Do you hear me now? I lost connection.
Oh, much better. You sound much better
Yeah,
there.
thank you. I lost connections there for a while. I have a slightly unstable internet line. I usually don't have it, but today, yeah.
That's okay.
uh,
You sound really good now. So let's go ahead and continue with our interview again.
yes.
Thank you so much for your time.
Mhm.
So if you could share with our listeners a little bit about you, your background, how you got into music, and what made you get into this. I mean, with all the ups and downs, and there's we'll talk about that in a minute, but let's learn a little bit more about you, where you came from, how you got into music, all that good stuff.
Mhm. Uh, as I said, we started playing when we were about 15 years old. Went to the same school, listened to the same bands, and uh, yeah, uh, we just had a good time together, and that's why we started playing together. And we are still friends. We are still the best of friends playing now. So the music for us was uh, just for fun, but now for about 30 years we have been making money on it, and it's uh, um, it's not our full-time job, but it's a part-time job for us, so all the three of us.
Oh, that's awesome. So now, with you being in a band, what are some of the benefits and maybe some of the not so good things about a band? I mean, I know like if you're in a band, yeah, everyone has to be on the same page musical wise. People really have to have the same kind of like music taste and so on and so forth. So, can you share with our listeners maybe some of the things that are important for you to be in a band, to stay in the band, and for the longevity of that band?
Mm. Well, I think the most important is to have fun, and be on the same page where you want to go with the band. Because if you have some band members who are not that interesting in taking the band uh, a step further every time, then the collaboration is not that good, I think. But the three of us in Land Rovers are the best of friends. We want the same thing for the music and for the band. We have different roles. I may be the main songwriter and composer. You have the drummer, Trond. He's really good on promotion, sending out emails for the press and radio and so on and so forth. And yeah, and he's has a sort of a manager role because he puts out all the contracts for the gigs and yeah, that practical part of it. So we have three different roles, and everybody knows their, what can I say, their workplace.
There you go.
Yeah.
And let's talk a little bit about the other two band members. What can you share with our listeners about the other two guys? How they get involved in the music business, and what are some of the things that really make you guys such a special band as you become three?
Mhm. You have Arild on the bass, which I also have known since we were 14. Best of friends. We have also played in another band that we started over 30 years ago called Nickels and Dimes, and we have recorded and four CDs with all original songs. Been touring a lot in the 90s and the 2000. In one part of the 90s, about 93, 94, I think we did about 150 concerts a year.
Oh wow!
Yeah. So, and that band still exists. We are six members in that band, but the others are playing in different bands too. But Nickels and Dimes do a couple of shows a year, but we're still in the same band after almost 35 years. So that's Arild, the bass player of Land Rovers.
Wow,
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, how many times you hear a band staying together for 35 years? That's kind of far and few in between, if you will, right? And so that's pretty impressive that you guys have been able to stay together for 35 years. So obviously,
Yeah,
you are doing something right, and so congratulations on that.
yeah.
Have you
We
played with any famous musicians? If so, who were they, and what? How did that feel?
I come again. I didn't hear
Yeah.
the.
Have you played with any famous musicians? If so, who were they? And what was the thrill of playing with them?
Yes, we have played with a lot of Norwegian artists and musicians, but also international. We have, let me think, we have jammed with Vinnie Colaiuta, the drummer of Sting, and yeah, it was Vinnie Colaiuta and Dominic Miller, Sting's guitarist.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe the most fun was we were playing in a small club in Oslo, and suddenly some Americans came to the stage and asked if they could do a jam session with us, and that was the crew of Rolling Stones.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so it was Pierre de Beauport, the guitar technician to Keith Richards, and there was some horn section technicians, and there was also the backup singer. Oh, I don't remember his name right now, but yeah. So, and they did a jam session with us, which went really, really well. A lot of fun. And the guy said, "What do you do tomorrow?" Well, we don't have any plans tomorrow. And that was the day that Rolling Stones were doing a concert in front of 35,000 in Oslo. So they said, "Well, you should come backstage." And so we did.
Oh, wow. So you're able to hang out with the Rolling Stones backstage on one of the
Yes.
biggest shows they do, about 35,000 people. That must have been a thrill, I bet. Huh?
Yeah, that was really funny. So we had a dinner backstage, and Mick Jagger was, just hanging around, playing some video games, and we said hello to Charlie Watts. He was a really nice man. So yeah, that was a great experience. So we could also walk on stage with Pierre because we have all these passes, and we were on stage while Robert Cray was playing support for Rolling Stones.
Wow.
Yeah, I got to touch all Keith's guitars.
That's awesome. I bet chills were going up and down your spine, huh?
Yeah,
Stand in front of 35,000 people, the place is rocking, and
yeah,
you're on stage partying with the Rolling Stones. I mean, it doesn't
yeah.
get better than that. I mean, come
No, it
on.
doesn't get better than that. And the funny thing is, uh, 3 or 4 years later, the same thing happened. Stones was going to have a concert in Oslo, and we were playing at the same club the day before. So the same guys came back, recognized us, had a jam session, we had a few drinks, and we went backstage to the Stones the second time.
Wow.
Yeah.
Was there any difference from the first time to the second time, or was it kind of the same thing?
Kind of the same, but different tour. Yeah.
Wow. How many people can say they hung out with the Rolling Stones 2 times? I mean, come on. I mean,
Yeah.
you guys are lucky enough to hang out with those guys 2 times, and of all places, in front of 35,000 people, and the place is rocking. So that's very cool. That's one of the things I love about our
Yeah.
interviews, that we found out some pretty cool things about the artist. So that's awesome.
Yeah, I think that was a really highlight for me personally because I'm a great Stones fan. So yeah, but the guys were really nice. Nothing like because the people working for Stones are really down to earth and so sweet and happy and good people.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, in the music business, You always don't hear that, right? You pretty much deal with people who has egos and so on and so forth. So it's good to
Mm.
know that there's still people in the music business that are down to earth and just love. They're in the business because they love the business. It's not
Yeah,
all about them. It's about the music. It's about sharing that music with people, especially now in the world where there's so many crazy things happening right now.
yeah.
I would you agree with me? I'm going to make a statement. And I want you to let me know if you agree or disagree. Here's my statement. With all the craziness going on in the world today, would you not agree with me that music is the most important thing that people can fall back on no matter what they're going through during that day or time? Would you agree that music is going to be kind of like their savior in that moment in time, no matter what they're going through?
Yeah, because music has this, I would say, healing power. Everybody has some kind of relationship to music, and it could make you happy, it could make you sad. Uh, I saw just a show on the Norwegian TV now, which was about the power of music on people with Alzheimer. And yeah, it was a really, really, really good show because you could see the people were so happy about they made this choir and they had this choir come together. People with Alzheimer's, they made a choir.
Wow.
Yeah, and the power of music is really strong.
I would agree with you on that. I think, music, it touches you right where you are, no matter what you're going through. So, yeah, thank you for sharing that with us. So, now that we're talking about the music industry, here's a question for you. What if there's one thing that you would change about the music industry? What would it be and why?
Ooh, that's a tough question because I really don't know the industry as the industry is today. Now it's like as the name says, it's an industry uh, where the main goal is to make money. I think. So yeah, I think it's a difficult question because I don't know the industry, and we have our band has not been signed yet to a big label uh, with a ton of contracts. So I don't know.
That's okay. Not a problem at all.
Uh,
So, let me ask you this. What do the next steps look like for Land Rovers? Where are you looking to go from here?
in 2023, we have some festivals, some big concerts, and we'll do some more songwriting. I have six, seven, maybe 8 songs ready all now ready, and yeah, we're just pushing forward and do what we like and do what we love and just be the best of friends, playing for people who want to hear us.
That's great. I mean, especially you shared with us on our show earlier that you've been together for 35 years.
Mhm.
I mean, that is so impressive. As I mentioned earlier in our show, how many bands can say that they've been together for 35 years and you guys are still going strong?
Yeah,
That's amazing. And again, congratulations to you.
and that's it.
What is one of the craziest things that's happened to you on stage?
Ooh. Okay. I have to.
Now, keep in mind, this is a family show now.
Well, I guess well, we had some beer thrown on us or on me, but yeah, two drunk people that didn't like what we performed, and yeah, but I can't think of anything special happening really. Our audience is polite and nice and about our age, so it's good people.
Now, I have a question for you, right? So, being a part of a band, how do you read a crowd as you're playing your music to that crowd? How do you read a crowd? What are some of maybe the tricks that you can share? I mean, I'm sure that we're gonna have other upcoming aspiring artists looking at this video and the show today. What are maybe some tricks you could share with them is how you can read an audience as you're playing your music to them?
First of all, we don't we have a set list, but we're not stuck to that list. So if we notice that we play a couple of songs and maybe the audience is maybe not that interesting, we just rearrange the songs and keep on playing and try to get the crowd working, or should I wait, yeah. Yeah. It's a bit
Wow,
difficult.
that's
Yeah.
cool. So let me ask you this question: what would you be doing now if you weren't doing music right now? Is there a different career maybe you'd be doing right now?
Uh, what would that be?
That's the $1 million question.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe something practical. A carpenter, maybe?
Also, you're a handyman, huh?
No, not at all.
You're like me. I'm so not a handyman. My girlfriend, she gets so mad at me, right? There's so many chores to do around the house, and I was born to be on stage. I was born to be in radio, and blah blah blah. And I'm certainly not a handyman. And she gets so mad at me because we have so many things around the house. And I mean, I
Yeah.
do my best, but I'm not, I'm like you. I'm so not a handyman. So I do just enough to keep me out of hot water.
Yeah. That's why we have in Land Rovers we have Trond, the drummer. He is a carpenter with his own firm. So I I can call him every time I need something built.
Wow, that's pretty cool. So I
Yeah.
had an opportunity to check you guys out, and you guys have a really big following. I mean, I know that we had posted, that we were playing your music on Music Dreams USA Radio. Had an opportunity to go back and look at that post, and wow, I mean, just a lot of people are so excited about you. A lot of your fans, and it just you can feel that excitement. That here you have a band from Norway, and they're actually having one of their songs played on US radio.
Yeah.
And so, what is one message? Because I'm sure that once we download this video and then you guys upload it into your socials there, what
Mhm.
is one message you want to share with all your fans right here on the radio show?
Uh, yeah, first I want to say thank you to everybody who comes to our shows in Norway. We have a really, really good fan base, and also who downloads our song on Spotify and all the streaming services. We are really, really grateful for that, because we are a band who we started, like with nothing, and we have been building up a name and promoting the band all by ourselves. We don't have a big record label behind us who does that work. We do everything ourselves, and our fans and the people are just really, really nice to us. And they also like our music, so we're happy. So thank you.
That's awesome. So now that we're speaking about your music, what is one message? So if I'm a new person listening to your music, what is one message that you're sending out to your fans or potential fans that you're trying to get across to people listening?
If you like music with a roots feel, country music feel, acoustic, like in the same as you can say the band, the classic bands from the 60s and 70s, Eagles, Bob Dylan, obviously. We have a lot of inspiration that could maybe speak to audiences not 18 years of age, but maybe like I guess from 30 to 90. So we are a bit in that segment with the 60s, 70s, and maybe early 80s music. So if you like that kind of music, you should give Land Rovers a listen.
Okay, awesome. What is one message as we wind down our interview here today? And thank you so much for taking some time out here to be
Mhm.
with us on the Music Dreams USA Radio Artist Spotlight, being brought to you by Fox Sports and also Football Fanatics and
Yeah.
Music Dreams USA Radio, your home for the best mix in the 70s, 80s, 90s, and country. So, as I mentioned, as we wind down here, what is one message that you would share with all the potential artists who'll be watching this video right now? What are some things you could share with them that maybe that they can have this success that you're having? As I mentioned, being around for 35 years of the same band. What would that message sound like?
Find somebody nice to play with. Start a band. If you're just a solo artist, everything it's much more work, and it's a lot less fun alone. So you have a lot of fun if you start a band, and you find the common music that you like. And if you're writing songs, just write everything down on paper, and suddenly a great song is coming. But first and mostly, start a band.
That's awesome. Now, how can our listeners find you? Where can they find you and listen to your music, and maybe get in contact with you for a potential gig down the line?
Yeah, we are on all streaming services available, also on YouTube, and of course Facebook and Instagram. Yeah, that's it. And also on all streaming services and Facebook and Instagram. You can find us, and feel free to send a message.
Awesome. How can they download your music? From what platforms can they download that music from?
That's also on all platforms. Apple Music, for example. Yeah.
Awesome. What final thoughts would you like to share with our listeners who are watching now or will be watching a little bit later? What would you like to share with them as we close out our show today?
Yeah, we're just really thankful for you, Russell, for having us and playing our music over. You're in South Carolina, is that right?
Yes, Music Dreams USA Radio. We actually have two locations now. One in South Carolina. We just opened up a brand new studio in Niagara Falls, New York, which is one of the seven wonders of the world. So yeah, we just opened up Niagara Falls during this past spring. So we have two locations, and now we're looking to do some more networking up towards where you are. So hopefully we can work together and help each other out, and you can help spread our music out that way, our station, and we can maybe with the help of you, maybe uncover some more artists and get you guys the airplay that you so deserve.
Yeah, of course. We will promote your website on our website. So yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Mr. Stefan, for taking time out here today to interview with us on Music Dreams USA Radio. And as we close out our show, any final thoughts?
Just thankful, and have a great day over in South Carolina. And stay safe.
All right. Well, thank you so much. And that was Mr. Stefan with Land Rovers. And it was so great to be with him today on today's show, Music Dreams USA Radio. If you're an upcoming aspiring artist, and if you want to be like Mr. Stefan there, you want to be on our show, that's right. He's giving you a thumbs up, right? Send your request to info.musicdreamsusa@gmail.com. Send us your music. We'll check it out, and we'll get back in contact with you. And just like we're going to help the Land Rovers here, we can also help you as well. Until then, until the next show, take care. Have a wonderful day, and thanks for watching.